Are you interested in science? Do you like designing things? Are you creative with good problem-solving skills? Then a career as an ergonomist may be a natural fit. Ergonomists study the relationships between people and their tools, their equipment, and their working environments. They evaluate human and machine systems by observing, measuring, and grading how people interact with each other and their own equipment and workspaces. Ergonomists apply their knowledge to enhancing people's well-being, performance, comfort, and safety. We spoke to an ergonomist working in Alberta to get a more comfortable look at this interesting career.
Hi, my name is Rachel and I'm an ergonomist. An ergonomist basically deals with the interaction between people and their environment. We look at the physical elements of the environment, we look at the cognitive elements, we look at the organizational, and look to try and make improvements so that people are more comfortable, more efficient, safer, and more productive. I'll just be floating around in the background, taking some measurements and just making some observations. Sometimes we get pulled into office environments where we're helping people with their workstation setup. Maybe someone has some discomfort concerns that they want us to help address, or maybe people have moved to a new space and they just want to kind of get ahead of any potential problems. And how is that?
It's good.
Good. If we can eliminate risk, that is the best course of action. But if we can eliminate the risk, then can we substitute it? Can we reduce it, with different strategies? Can we, address it through behavioral changes, administrative controls? I'll just show you our little resource booklet here. Sometimes we get brought in to provide education on optimal body mechanics. So we'll provide some education, coaching, and resources on what are optimal postures, what are non-optimal postures that can potentially lead to fatigue and injury. Point your shoulders, your hips, your back. I love surprising people with some of the big differences that small changes can make. Ergonomists can work for consulting firms. Some organizations have in-house ergonomists. Ergonomists can also work in companies that build products, so helping from a design standpoint. We have ergonomists that work in the healthcare system, helping with patient transfers from a physical standpoint too. They could work in the occupational health and safety areas. They can also be working with workers' compensation boards, anything that helps optimize human performance. So those three bones make up the shoulder joint. So an ergonomist typically works the standard work hours, and occasionally you might be required to do a little bit of overtime if you've got a specific project deadline, or potentially work later hours if you're assessing shift workers that work at that specific time. If I'm just doing a workstation assessment, we use tape measure to measure some of the heights and widths and depths of their equipment, my phone camera to take pictures and observations. If I'm doing more of an industrial type of assessment, I might be bringing a scale, a force gauge, whatever helps me to assess the challenges. Because we're going to be exerting force and doing this type of movement here, I think because we work so closely with people and environments, obviously having some people skills, being able to communicate well, creativity, problem solving is a big one, also being resourceful, attention to detail, those I think would be good skills for an ergonomist. Here. We are often required to wear the personal protective equipment that is required wherever we do the assessment. So if we're out in the oil and gas industry, or if we're out with electric utilities, it's steel toe boots, high-vis safety vest, hard hat, glasses. We can do job educational requirements for an ergonomist are typically a minimum of a bachelor's degree in ergonomics or a similar field. This could involve psychology, human kinetics, human factors, or biomedical engineering. Part 2 is the work experience. So then once you've built up enough work experience, then you can apply for full certification as an ergonomist. Ergonomists may belong to the Association of Canadian Ergonomists and be certified through the Canadian College for Certification of Professional Ergonomists. First of all, the workstation setup is quite high. If you're interested in becoming an ergonomist, I definitely recommend reaching out to a fellow ergonomist and just spending some time with them, maybe doing a little bit of job shadowing and seeing the different environments that they might work in. So top of the screen should be relatively in line with your eyes. I think at the end of the day, I'm most proud of being able to create a difference, whether it's small or large that day. I like to think that we're helping to build a better world that makes sense for people living in it.
To adjust to a career as an ergonomist, you must be passionate about workplace health and safety and enjoy finding innovative solutions to problems. An interest in how people interact with their environments is also essential. If this sounds like you, it wouldn't be a stretch to consider a career as an ergonomist. Find out more about the conditions of this occupation, including training requirements and salary ranges, in the occupational profile on the ALICE website. While you're there, check out some related occupations, including industrial designer, industrial engineer, and kinesiologist. Explore the possibilities. Go to alice.alberta.ca